Where is everyone? Everyone. Good evening, Gianna Marie. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Tonight, all the trivia is on Collin Griffith. Good evening, Carol Miller in Cement Shoes. Collin Griffith. Gemma. Good evening, Gemma. I hope we all had a wonderful day today. Hope you had a great weekend. Good evening, Sal. Welcome to tonight's trivia. All 20 questions tonight are on Collin Griffith, the killer son. Hopefully you'll learn something new about Collin Griffith and the crimes that he was accused of, and we'll find out more about his legal battles. I'm buzzing. Today was incredible. I hope that's incredible as in a good way. Give it about another minute here, and then we're going to get the trivia going. I'm glad you could all be here today. Apparently, a lot of people are watching the football game. All right. This is the 342nd trivia night here on 411 Now. Tonight is the stabbing love of a son. This program documents actual crimes and offenses by criminals. Some of the content covered here may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised. And good evening to Sprinkled Donut. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Neither I nor my advertisers or sponsors associated with this content shall be held responsible for individuals under the age of 17 accessing this material. Additionally, we are not liable for the comments on our live chat messages, as they do not necessarily reflect the views of or our opinions. And I have to say that because of the comments that are after the actual streams, not necessarily those that are actually said in the stream, it's the comments afterwards. So changes to the format, again, to reiterate, these are the few changes that have been done. Now at the top, instead of it saying just trivia night, it now says 411 now trivia night. The word question is written there, and then you'll see one of two of the 20. The moth has been muted in color, and there's no more E section. If you want to guess E as a comical answer, you can answer E for anything, but there is no more E or other. With that said, who is Collin Griffith? Collin Griffith, this is some information in case you are not aware of who he is. A Florida teenager who stabbed his mother to death and was acquitted after he argued it was self-defense, nearly 2 years after he was accused of shooting and killing his father. Collin Griffith, 17, was found not guilty on Wednesday this past week of murdering his mother, Cathy Griffith, who was fatally stabbed in the neck at his grandmother's home in Polk County in September. Collin told police that she had lunged at him with a knife and fell on it, but a medical examiner ruled that Catherine's wound could not have been caused accidentally, and he was arrested and charged with the murder and kidnapping. Collin also fatally shot his father, Charles Robert Griffith, in Lincoln County, Oklahoma, back in February 14th of 2023. The then 15-year-old told police that his father had cornered him in the house, and in an act of self-defense, he shot him once in the chest and once in the head. So that gives you some information on who Collin Griffith is. Question number 1. Who was Collin Griffith accused of causing the death of? Was it A, his best friend, B, Charles Vallow, C, his mother and father, or D, his grandmother and mother? Question number 1. Good evening, left-handed RN. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Who was Collin Griffith accused of causing the death of? Question number 1 of 20. We got Gemma, Gianna Marie, Sal, and Carol have all answered C. So I meant shoes. Going with C as well. Who was Collin Griffith accused of causing the death of? The correct answer for question number 1 is, in fact, C. C as in cat. Question number 2. In what state did Collin Griffith allegedly stab his mother to death? Was it A, Texas, B, Florida, C, California, or D, New York? Gemma has been a channel member for 22 months. Thank you very much, Gemma, for the 22 months of being a channel member. I appreciate it. Thank you. In what state did Collin Griffith allegedly stab his mother to death? Question number 2 of 20. Good old Grady Judge in Polk County. In what state did Collin Griffith allegedly stab his mother to death? Well, we got Lieutenant RN, Gianna Marie, Gemma, Carol, Sal, and Cement Shoes are all going with B. For question number 2 of 20. The correct answer is, in fact, B as in boy, in the great state of Florida. He allegedly stabbed his mother to death in the state of Florida. Question number 3. How did Collin claim his mother died? Was it A, she fell on the knife? B, she met Lori Vallow, the rest is history. C, she jumped in a bathtub with a toaster. Or D, she got hit by a car playing chicken. When in doubt, go with Florida. How did Collin claim his mother died? She fall on a knife, she meet Lori Vallow, she jump in a bathtub with a toaster, or would she get hit by a car? Question number 3 of 20. How did Collin claim his mother died? The correct answer is A as in apple. He said she fell on the knife after lunging at him with the knife, and it fell and landed in her neck. She fell on the knife and it right into her neck, and it killed her. Question: did you know? Weirdness in the state of Oklahoma. Collin Griffith was originally charged with first-degree murder of his father, then had the charges dropped, and the DA's office forgot to formally remove the charges for 6 months after they announced they had dropped the charges. So that is in the shooting death of his father. They originally charged him with first-degree murder, and they announced that they were dropping the charges in the state of Oklahoma as a defense. If you or anyone wants to kill someone in the state of Oklahoma, and doesn't matter if you shoot them, stab them, blow them up with a bomb, run them over with a car, it doesn't matter. However, you committed the actual homicide. If you use a self-defense defense, you bring that up in court, the DA is not allowed to tell the jury anything about the relationship between you and the victim. They're not allowed to say it. They're not allowed to bring it up, and they're not allowed to dance around it. Like, ask questions like, how many years did you live with your biological father? They're not allowed to ask questions like that. But they dropped the charges because there wasn't enough evidence to prove that, it was not self-defense. But they dropped it. They publicly said that they were dropping the charges and they weren't going to go forward with it, but they forgot to take it out of the system for 6 months. The charges were still on the record, and it showed that he was arrested and he was going to be charged with the first-degree murder. It's interesting, though. Question number 4. Where did Collin Griffith allegedly shoot his father in his body in self-defense? Was it A, back and right leg, B, chest and head, C, right arm and head, or D, left butt cheek and chest? Where did Collin Griffith allegedly shoot his father in his body in self-defense? Cement Shoes. E, watching Jersey Shore, then reading a Chad Daybell book. Where did Collin Griffith allegedly shoot his father in his body in self-defense? Gianna Marie, Gemma, and Cement Shoes are all going with B. And so is Sal and Carol. Question number 4 of 20. Where did Collin Griffith allegedly shoot his father? The correct answer is B, as in boy, in the chest and head. I do not know which side of the chest or head. It was the right side, left side, doesn't really matter. Shot him in the chest and in the head. Question number 5. Where did the alleged stabbing of Collin Griffith's mother take place? Looking for location. A, B, a birthday party at McDonald's. C, his uncle's backyard. Or D, his grandmother's kitchen. Where did the actual stabbing of his mother take place? Question number 5 of 20. Lieutenant Lorian is going with double D. Gemma and Gianna Marie are going with D as well. Sal, D. Question number 12. Oops, sorry, 5 of 20, not 12. All right, the correct answer to question number 5 is, in fact, D, is grandmother's kitchen. Technically, it was in the area between the dining room area and the kitchen. They're attached. It's an open concept floor plan, and it's kind of like a foyer, I guess, a walkway in between the two of them. But it started in the dining room and it ended up in in this little area just inside the actual kitchen area itself at his grandmother's house. Question number 6. What charge did the state of Florida seek against Collin Griffith? Was it A, murder second degree, B, assault and battery first degree, C, vehicular manslaughter, or D, murder in the first degree and kidnapping? What charges did the state of Florida seek against Collin Griffith? Question number 6 of 20. Got shingles this week. Anyone here ever have them? They hurt and itch a lot. I am sorry about that, Sal. I hear that a lot of people who get shingles later on in life had chicken pox earlier in their life. There is a vaccine, I believe, for shingles. I don't know if you can take it after you have an outbreak, but I have had friends who had shingles. I had a friend who actually had a shingles outbreak on his face, and that was just horrific to watch. But I'm truly sorry that happened to you, Sal. What charge did the state of Florida seek against Collin Griffith? Question number 6 of 20. The correct answer is D, as in dog, murder in the first degree plus kidnapping. They charged him with kidnapping after a witness came forward and said that they had seen Collin grab his mother by the hair and drag her back into the house. And by doing that, she's being held against her will. That is a kidnapping charge in the state of Florida. But He was exonerated of both charges of murder and of kidnapping. He was found not guilty. I shouldn't say exonerated. I mean, the public opinion people are still voting, are weighing their opinion against him. All right. Did you know? Tip for you. If you shoot, stab, or run over a family member with your car and kill them, even using a bomb to kill them, then plead self-defense, the state isn't allowed to tell the jury the relationship you have with the victim. As I had said before, it's absolutely true. You cannot tell, in the state of Oklahoma, you cannot say what the relationship was between the victim and the perpetrator. Can't even bring it up or hint around it. Just not my month, my second time. Yes, you had chicken pox. That's what I've read and I've heard in the past. Sal, you think he murdered them both? Well, I'm almost 1,000% sure he killed his father. I mean, I did a video about Collin, and back then, after he shot and killed his dad, and I detailed some of the about the abuse that he was subjected to by his father, and I thought that was it. I thought, well, okay, the abuser is gone from his life, and he's going to go on, and he's going to have. Hopefully, he has a good life. He's able to put the pieces back together. And it turns out, I mean, I had no information at all that his mom was part of the issue in his life, but I learned that later on. Question number 7. How old was Collin Griffith when he shot and killed his father allegedly in self-defense? Was he A, 12, B, 15, C, 14, or D, 17? How old was he when he shot and killed his father allegedly? But I'm truly sorry again, Sal. I hear they have certain creams and stuff that can help with the relieving of the itching and pain for shingles. You might want to check into some of those. Gemma, Left-Hand Orion, and Gianna Marie Carroll and Sal are all going with B. Submit Shoes is going with B as well. Question number 7 of 20. All right, question number 7 of 20. The correct answer is, in fact, B. He was 15 years old when he shot and killed his father, allegedly, and he was 17 when he was put on trial for killing his mother. Question number 8. Who was Collin Griffith's defense attorney on the charges he killed his mother at his grandmother's house in Auburndale, Florida? Was it A, Amy Thornhill, B, Amy Whitehouse, C, Amy Stab White Cloud, or D, Amy Jasper? Who was his attorney? And we're looking for his lead attorney. He actually had 2 attorneys. He had one that was just in case the state was going to seek the death penalty, a co-chair defense attorney. But who is his main attorney? Obviously, her name is Amy, but what is her last name? Question number 8 of 20. Who was Collin Griffith's defense attorney on the charges he killed his mother. Question number 8 of 20. That's funny, cement shoes. Mark Means. Lori Vallow's attorney. Boy, I missed some of the comical things that guy did. Mark Means. That's funny. Carol, Lieutenant RN, Gianna Marie are all going with A. Question number 8 of 20. The correct answer to question number 8 is, in fact, A, as in apple. Amy Thornhill was his lead attorney, defense attorney on the case. Question number 9. Who testified at Collin Griffith's trial for the strange and unpredictable behavior of Collin's mother, Catherine Griffith, that tragic day that she died? Who testified at her trial about her strange and unusual behavior? Was it A, his sister, Betty Boop, B, the gardener, Juan Ramirez, C, his grandmother, Susan Detman, D, his best friend, Barry Morphew? Who testified at trial about the strange and unpredictable behavior the day that Catherine Griffith, was murdered in her kitchen area? Grandmother's kitchen area. Sorry, grandmother's kitchen. Who testified about her behavior that day? Lieutenant RN, Gianna Marie, and Carol Miller all going with C. Sal's going with C as well. Question number 9 of 20. Who testified at Collin Griffith's trial for the strange and unpredictable behavior of Collin Griffith's mother, Catherine Griffith, that tragic day that she died? The correct answer is, in fact, C. C as in cat. His grandmother, Susan Detman, testified that the mother's behavior became more erratic as time had gone on, and that day she started ranting and carrying on about things that didn't make any sense at all, and was screaming and gotten into a verbal confrontation with Collin, and then picked up the knife that was on the counter, and well, one thing led to another, and she supposedly lunged at him, and she fell with the blade sticking up, and it actually stabbed her in the neck, and she died right there. Cato Kalin, the Cato Kalin from the O.J. Simpson case. Whatever happened to him? He was like a B actor or something. Living in OJ's, was it the swim house? The guest house next to the swimming pool? Never heard much of him over the years. Question number 10. Was Collin Griffith ever charged with anything in the shooting death of his father? A, nope, nothing to see here or charge. B, yep, but later dropped. C, they just wrote him a ticket. Or D, they're still thinking about it. Was Collin Griffith ever charged with anything in regards to the death of him shooting his father to death? Question number 10 of 20. Hi, every lady. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a pleasant weekend, Ivory Lady. Question number 10 of 20. Was Collin Griffith ever charged with anything in the shooting death of his father? Question number 10 of 20. All right, the answer to question number 10 is B as in boy. Yep, but later dropped. They charged him again with first-degree murder and the shooting death of his father. Then they announced that they had dropped the charges, and then it took 6 months for them to officially take it off of the record that he was charged and would stand trial for the murder. I heard Kato Kaelin started doing adult films before he fell off the face of the earth. Okay. I guess you got to do something, right? But B was the answer to question 10. All right, it is break time. We always take a break time after the first 10 questions. I'll cover the cases of missing and endangered for around the United States. These are real people who are missing and endangered around the United States. Break time is now 7 minutes. I will now say, after I read these off and go over these two cases of people who are missing, you will have time still afterwards to take an additional break. I am excited to share that I'm collaborating with several critical organizations to help raise awareness about missing and endangered individuals. These include the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which tirelessly works to locate missing kids and prevent exploitation. The Charlie Project, an invaluable database documenting missing persons cases across the United States. The FBI, which investigates critical cases involving missing persons, along with NAMUS, the National Center for Missing and Unidentified Persons system, which also provides tools and resources to solve missing and unidentified person cases, along with state and local law enforcement agencies, including the state of DC. Starting in later 2025, I'll be working with the DOE network to highlight a dozen missing cold cases. That will be later in the year, probably around June, when you'll see the first one. But together we aim to shine a light on these cases, support the families impacted, and keep these stories alive in hopes to bring resolution. With that said, the first one tonight is Bradley Wayne Allen, age 38 as of 2024, last seen on 7/18 of 2017 from Fountain Hill, Arkansas. Height 5'8", weight 160 to 165 pounds. He has green eyes. He has several tattoos on his arms, and I'll show those, here shortly. Those are the tattoos. You've seen those two photos of him. Bradley went for a walk on his family farm after getting into an argument with his girlfriend and has never been seen since. There's little else to go by in this case, but foul play is definitely believed to be part of the reason why Bradley went missing. Excuse me. The photo you see there of him is the last photo known taken. It was 3 months prior to his disappearance. But that is what he looked like at the time, close to that, at the time that he actually disappeared. Bradley has no history of mental illness, drug addiction, or alcoholism in his past. They do not believe he voluntarily just walked away and left everything behind. His paycheck had been deposited into his account the day prior. No one has ever accessed or tried to remove money from the account. His wallet and ATM card and credit cards were left behind on the trunk of his girlfriend's car, is where the wallet was found the next morning. A couple of days after he disappeared and hadn't returned, his family, mother and father, actually filed a missing persons report for him. The girlfriend thought that he probably walked off across the farm and went to a neighbor's place, and where he had a friend that resided and was there. But when he didn't return home is when they finally filed the missing persons report for him. And all of the neighbors were asked if they had seen him, and no one in any of the nearby farms had ever seen him. Well, they'd seen him before, but they hadn't seen him that night that he vanished or any other day. There are no ponds or lakes or anything that he could have fallen into, and so that's why they believe that their foul play is involved, because he did. Why would he just walk away and leave everything that he owned behind? I mean, people have done that, but not in this case. So law enforcement, you can call the tip line that is there in red, 870-853-2040, and you can remain anonymous. That is the sheriff's tip line for this actual case. Case number 2 is Walter Wayne Wright. He is age 39 as of 2024. Last seen on 7/11/2021 from Trinidad, California. 5'11", 140 pounds. Eye color is brown. Scars. He has the name. Scars are tattoos. He has the name Danny with two dates next to it. A friend of his who it has his birth date and the day that Danny died. It's a memorial tattoo for his friend Danny. Walter Wayne Wright is a Native American and a member of the Musqueam tribe. He vanished without a trace. Foul play may be involved, but tips say he might still be alive in either California, Arizona, or New Mexico. Now, that is up in the air because there have been a couple of people who have, looked like him, and there have been some sightings after the day he disappeared, but they're not confirmed that they were of Walter Wayne Wright. Again, the phone number, the tip line number there, you can see 707-445-7439, and you can remain anonymous. If you don't want to call either one of the numbers for these two missing persons reports, you can, leave a tip with your local law enforcement, state patrol, or you can call the FBI or go to their website and leave a tip as well, where you can remain anonymous if you do not wish to use the phone number to call and speak with someone. With that said, today's headline stories does not mean forgotten tomorrow. We still need help, bringing home Orrin and Orson West. We know what the outcome was. We know that both of these boys were murdered, but we do not know where their bodies are even today. And the family and friends of Orrin and Orson West need closure, and they'll never get closure until their bodies have been recovered. And no, neither one of the adoptive parents is speaking, and they refuse to admit that they had anything to do with them, or will tell authorities where they are. Okay, you still have a couple minutes left of break if you want to run and use the facilities, make a sandwich, smoke a bowl, shotgun a couple of beers, do whatever you want. You still have a couple of minutes left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes left to break. 2 minutes. One minute of break left. 1 minute. And we're back. Without any further delay, let's get back to our normal programming. What unhinged sheriff took to the airways and spoke to anyone that would listen as loud to his loud ass talk to complain about no charges being filed in Polk County regarding Collin's dad's murder? Was it A, Judge Judy, B, Sheriff Roscoe Pico Train, C, Grady Judge, or D, Sheriff Barney Fife? Oh, are they up 16-0, huh? Well, good for Philadelphia. I hope they win. Don't really care either way, but, you know, I'm not a Kansas City fan and I'm not a Philadelphia fan. You know, if I have to pick one of them, I would rather it be Philadelphia. I just want to see, you know, Saquon Barkley. I want to see him, you know, get it. Kind of be like the icing on the cake for him. But question number 11 of 20. What unhinged sheriff took to the airways and spoke to anyone that would listen to his loud ass talk to complain about no charges being filed in Polk County regarding Collin's dad? And this sheriff is from another state altogether, you know, from where the incident with his father took place. Question number 11 of 20. 17-0 now, Philadelphia. They must have kicked an extra point. Steven Seagal. He's a real deputy sheriff. Steven Seagal is fat and bloated, you know, and still making 0 cents when he talks. Sal and Carol are both going with B, Roscoe Pico Train. Who took to the airwaves and complained constantly? In case you're wondering, I have in my notes here, he went on not only doing his normal podium speech about it, he also took to talk radio. He went on 2 podcasts to complain that, you know, Collin was not facing any charges now in the murder of his father. He went on anywhere he could to complain about another state not filing, and going through with charges against Collin. Question number 11. The correct answer is C, as in cat, Grady Judge. But Roscoe Pico Train is from the Dukes of Hazzard. Sheriff Barney Fife is from the Andy Griffin show from Mayberry. Judge Judy, and now she has another show. But Grady Judge is the one who complained that there was no criminal charges against Collin in his dad's murder. Question number 12. What state did the shooting of Collin Griffith's father take place in? Was it A, Florida, B, Texas, C, Arizona, or D, Oklahoma? Question number 12 of 20. What state did the shooting death of Collin Griffith's father take place in? I think Collin is kind of off upstairs. Yeah, I would be too. Sal. I'll say right now, and I've said it before, there's never any reason for, someone to kill someone else, to take someone else's life. It's never, justified. But in Collin's, situation, with the horrific abuse, mental, physical, emotional abuse that he took from his father, I could understand how he felt that there was no recourse, because every time, the law got involved, they would take his father away and then they would just bring him right back. And it just seemed like it was never going to end. I can kind of understand his position there, but yeah, the Collin's going to need a lifetime of therapy, and I really hope he gets it. I hope he's strong enough to seek out that he needs therapy to get over this, because now he's had a hand in taking, the life of not only his father, but his mother. Even if he didn't stab her to death and that it was an accident, I mean, he was still part of it. So, what state did the shooting death of Collin Griffith's father take place in? The correct answer is D, as in dog, Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Question number 13. How long did the jury deliberate before coming back with their verdict on the charges of murder in the first degree and the stabbing, death, and kidnapping charges against Collin for his mother? Was it A, 11 hours, B, 1 hour and 23 minutes, C, 1 day, or D, 8 hours and 10 minutes? Question number 13. How long did the jury deliberate in the case against, the state versus Collin, the murder of his mother and kidnapping? Question number 13 of 20. Sal's going with A. How long did the jury deliberate? Carol's going with A. Anna Marie is going with A. Summon Shoes is going with A as well. Question number 13 of 20. All right. The answer to question number 13 is, in fact, A, as in apple. They deliberated for 11 hours. 11 hours they deliberated on the charges of murder in the first degree and kidnapping, and came back with a unanimous verdict. Even the alternate jurors in the case all voted for, that he was not guilty. And when somebody is found not guilty, you know, you have to look at it this way. Either A, the state didn't prove that it was murder, and that there was enough evidence to prove murder, or B, the defense actually could prove and had enough doubt, put enough doubt into the jury that they could not render a verdict of guilty. So it's either or. But once he's been found not guilty, they cannot charge him with the crime again. It would be double jeopardy. So even if he wrote a book like OJ and said, I did it, and this is how I did it and why I did it, and this is how I killed my mom, they could not charge him with that crime again, because he has been found not guilty. Question number 14. Oh, did you know? As a matter of formality, now that Collin Griffith has been found not guilty, it will take about 13 days for the state of Florida to release a hold on any guns, ammo he may have possessed prior to the arrest, along with any other evidence seized for trial by the state. They did seize the following things that were shown on local affiliate news stations being removed from the house. One rifle from the grandmother's house is where he resided. One rifle, assuming there would be ammunition with that. One laptop computer, 2 cameras, an external backup hard drive, external hard drive that you plug into a computer, along with clothing and other things that were used, at the actual crime scene itself. But it'll take about 13 days for him to get these items back. Why, you might ask? Does it take so long? Because they have to process the order through the court that he has now been found not guilty, and then they have to give that to the actual evidence room to release the evidence itself. No, 13 days. It's a basic formality. It happens everywhere in every court system across the United States. Some places are faster and some places are slower. But question number 14 of 20. Did Collin Griffith have a history law enforcement knew about involving confrontations and abuse with his mother, Catherine? A, no, nothing at all. B, some calls for loud music in the past. C, yes, domestic violence. Or D, yes, his mountain lion got out. Did Collin Griffith have a history with law enforcement that law enforcement knew about involving confrontations and abuse with his mother, Catherine? Question number 14 of 20. Sal and Gianna Marie are both going with C. I need to go see a physical therapist, or massage ain't gonna work, but my back is all jacked up. It's been hurting me for about 3 days now, 4 days. It's so stiff. It's like the middle of the back. I keep on trying to move around in the chair, put pressure on it, hoping that it, like, hey, this is gonna work, but it's not. Oh, Lieutenant RN and Summit Shoes are both going with C as well. Question number 14 of 20. Cleo and Waldo, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. And Cleo and Waldo are going with C as well. I will survive, Gianna Marie. It's just stiff. I mean, every time I move in a certain direction or twist, it's a lot more painful. All right, question number 14. The correct answer is C, as in cat. Yes, the law enforcement there knew, quite a bit about the domestic violence that was taking place between Collin and his mother, but no one did anything at all to stop it. There were constant shouting matches, and when it came to physical violence, neither one of them would ever admit that there was anything physical. Not even the grandmother would admit that there was anything physical that ever happened. But I'm sure that there was. They just didn't. They knew if they would have admitted to it, then one of them or both of them would have ended up in jail. I guess it's better if one of them would have ended up in jail. At least one of them would still be alive today. The one that's not alive. Question number 15. How did the last two responding officers describe the relationship Collin's mother, Catherine, had with her mother and her son, Collin? Was it A, calm and peaceful, B, extremely tumultuous, C, non-existent, D, I should say rocky, obviously the O and the C are backwards, but rocky at best? Broken Justice, good evening. You're here listening? Alrighty. I hope you had a great weekend, though. How did the last two responding officers describe the relationship Collin's mother, Catherine, had with her mother and her son, Collin? Question number 15 of 20. 15. Broken Justice is going with C, non-existent. Sal and Gianna Marie are both going with B. Cleo and Waldo are going with C. Are those two cats in your picture, your profile picture? Cleo and Waldo? Are those your cats' names? Cleo and Waldo? That's what it looks like to me. It looks like two cats. Again, I'm probably about 6 feet from the stupid monitor. It just looks like two cats. Well, anyways. It was your birthday on the 7th? Well, happy birthday, Broken Justice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy birthday to you. And here's to many, many more. All right, question number 15. The correct answer is B, as in boy, extremely tumultuous. B, as in boy, is how the last two responding officers said the relationship between Collin's mother was with her own mom and her son. Question number 16. Why wasn't Collin ever charged with the capital punishment charge in the death of his mother? Was it A, not allowed in self-defense if self-defense is used? B, not enough evidence? C, they forgot to file the papers to charge him? Or D, Chad Daybell told them not to? Why was Collin never charged with capital punishment in the death of his mother? Question number 16 of 20. Oh, it's a dog and a cat. Oh. Cute little suckers. Little cat and dog. I thought it was. Yeah, I can't click on it to enlarge it. Lemon pie, Pauly Shore charged instead. Good evening, lemon pie. Pauly Shore. Sal's going with B. Gianna Maria's going with A. Question number 16 of 20. All right, the correct answer to question number 16 is B as in boy. There's not enough evidence to charge him with a capital punishment. Even though it would qualify for first-degree murder charge, they need an extenuating circumstance of cruelty or unusual, something that pushed it beyond that. Self-defense, anybody can say it's self-defense, but and that's how it happened, and why it happened. But he never, he would have to have done something more, like cruelty-wise for it to be capital punishment, and there wasn't enough evidence to charge him with a capital punishment crime in the state of Florida. Did you know both parents are dead and gone? Collin has 7 remaining close family members he has known his entire life. He is now is free to collect a life insurance from it for his father and mother. This includes any and all death benefits they have coming from the SSA, that's the Social Security Administration. By law, the insurance companies cannot deny him directly. The father's death benefits from his work union, along with the death benefits and insurance that his mother had. They can't, if he was found guilty, they could have said, nope, we're not paying it out to the murderer. But now that he's been found not guilty, they cannot deny him that. And his mother, by the way, was receiving short-term disability payments. That's why the SSA would be involved. All right, question number 17 of 20. What did the defense suggest as a possible explanation for Catherine's death? Was it A, suicide by son, B, mountain lion syndrome, C, depression, D, Palm 69, 69, 69. Please be seated. What did the defense suggest as a possible explanation for Catherine's death? Question number 17. 17 of 20. I'm almost out of coffee. Oh no. Oh no. Lemon pie. Too much pasta. Sal going with A. Lieutenant RN and Cleo and Waldo are both going with A. Gianna Marie is going with A as well. Question number 17 of 20. The correct answer is A, as in apple. They put forth the defense saying that the mother may have planned the entire thing, and it was a suicide by son, kind of like the defense of suicide by cop, where people will call or have a confrontation with a cop, or a law enforcement officer, to have the officer respond with violence and shoot them, either charge at them with an unloaded gun, so the cop will shoot them, and possibly kill them. That's suicide by cop. But in this case, they put forth the defense theory that the mother, had every intention of it, her son defending himself and stabbing her or something, along that lines. Suicide by son. Question number 18. Oops, forgot to add this one earlier. What was Collin Griffith's father's name? Was it A, Bubba Gump Griffith, B, Mountain Lion Griffith, C, Charles Griffith, D, Michael Griffith? Billy just scored again. Cool. What was Collin Griffith's father's name? This is a repeat of the Super Bowl from a couple of years ago. Same two teams, a couple of years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago, actually, that Philadelphia and Kansas City played. And yeah, because Kansas City won that. And then the next year, it was the Rams who won. And then it was Kansas City. So 3 years ago? Was it? Yeah, because last year it was Kansas City won. The year before, well, either that or they played Kansas City, not last year, but the year before. I can't remember. What was Collin Griffith's father's name? Question number 18 of 20. Fancy Pants Griffith. You cracked me up, Lemon Pie. Fancy Pants Griffith. Lieutenant RN's going with C. Gianna Marie, Cleo, Waldo, and Sal are going with D. Mahomes has thrown 2 picks. Wow. Cement shoes. Pop, pop. Charles. All right. Question number 18. The correct answer is C. Charles Griffith. Question number 19. You better watch out. You better not cry. Collin Griffith is coming over tonight. What did a witness testify they seen Collin do before the stabbing? Was it A, punch his mother in the face, B, drag her back into the house by her hair, C, kick her in the face, or D, run her over with a car? Question number 19 of 20. You better watch out. You better not cry. Collin Griffith is coming over tonight. What did a witness testify they seen Collin do before the stabbing? Gianna Marie, Lieutenant RN, and Sal are all. Gianna Marie and Sal's going with A. Gianna Marie and Lieutenant RN are going with B. Sal's going with B as well now. 11-5. What did the witness testify to seeing Collin do before the stabbing? He was twerking. Oh man, am I glad that fad is over with. Anybody out there still doing that on TikTok, are they? Or or any of the YouTube Shorts videos? Smith Shoes is going with B as well. All right, question number 19 of 20. The correct answer is, in fact, B as in boy. Drag her by the hair back into the house, and then he shut the door, and then shortly thereafter, approximately 10 minutes later, is when she fell on the knife, lunged at him and then fell on the knife and stabbed herself in the side of the neck and died. Question number 20. What was the final outcome of the trial of murder of Collin Griffith's mother, Catherine Griffith? Was it A, innocent all charges, B, a hung jury, C, guilty probation, it is America after all, or D, guilty on just kidnapping? What was the final outcome of the trial for the murder of Collin Griffith's mother? Funny. So there was a story about that happened in the state of Florida, I believe, where a TikToker, Instagram influencer was doing 125 miles an hour and hit a car with 5 migrant farmers in it and he killed all 5 of them. And he got 10 years in prison. And then there was another guy who was doing 130 miles an hour just recently, who killed a mother and her child, and they threw the freaking book at him. And I believe he's going to do 2 natural life terms plus for the murder, the vehicular murders of the mother and the child. But 5 migrant farmers were not as valuable to society in the courts as opposed to the mother and her child. So I mean, C could definitely be an option in this one, right? Guilty, but probation, it's America after all. Guilty of mattress tear off. Question number 20 of 20. The correct answer is A, as in apple. Innocent on all charges. So what's next for Collin Griffith? Before the trial for murdering his mother, when asked, he said he just wanted to get back his life as it was before, go to school and live in peace. Maybe he won't, maybe he will, maybe he won't. The likelihood is he'll do TV interviews and maybe a book deal or a made-for-TV movie. Oh, there have been people who are clamoring, before the sentence actually was handed down, if innocent, if not on all charges. There were a coverage on TMZ that a major Hollywood studio had reached out and wanted to purchase the life story of Collin Griffith already. That was before the verdict of not guilty came down. By all accounts, Collin Griffith lived in fear for many years of his father's rage and outbursts. They were documented by law enforcement, family, friends, and others in his community. His mother lost what little sanity she had left after his death. It still didn't make what Collin did right. The state, the school, the community, his family should have stepped up and ended it. In the end, it all had to end in this tragic way. Little self-promotion. You can get your official, 411 murder trivia and coffee mug at the link that is shown on there. They're $15.99 plus shipping and handling. Depending upon where you are, there is no flat rate shipping. It's based on the weight of the package to wherever you live, from where the distance wise. But my mugs are priced in the lower 10% up for all true crime channels. The same solid black mug that you see there. I won't mention any channels, but most of them are selling them for $27 a piece, and I'm selling it for $15.99. So if you want to, support this channel, the best way to do it is to, purchase actual, mugs and T-shirts and stuff like that to help support this channel. How did you do tonight on trivia? This is completely optional. You do not have to give yourself a letter grade. Some people like to keep track of how well they did. Other people, are just here for the, for the chat and for the fun and for the education, purposes of it. Did you get an A, a B, a C, a D, or an E? Other rock star status. Again, this is completely optional. You do not have to give yourself a letter grade. You want a mug? The link was on the screen there, Sal. But unlike other mugs that are printed on, just one side or it's black, these are solid black inside and out. They are a 12.5 ounce mug. I do not have the 16 ounce mugs anymore. This 411 mug that says stay safe out there, that is a 12 ounce mug. This says 411 is the best on YouTube. This is a 16 ounce mug. As you can see the difference in the sizes, between the two of them. But I do not have the 16 ounce mugs anymore. On my merch shop, there is that other mug, but that's not a solid black mug inside and out. It's a white mug with the printed stay safe out there. Austrian. You're in Austria, and they offer international shipping. I'm sure it would probably be costly to do international shipping, but they do it. I don't package the merchandise anymore and sell it. Used to do hats, mugs, T-shirts. I used to do it all myself. I'm a one-man band here, as I would say, but I don't do any of it anymore myself. I need one for Ginger. Rackart, good evening. I had to drive today. I don't care about the Super Bowl. F it. Right? Well, thank you, Rackart. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm the best, but I'm definitely me. I try my best. That's all I can do. One of these days, I'm going to get my daughter to put up an eBay listing, and I'm just gonna sell off the last of the merch, that I have that is here. Like you guys can't see it, but over there I have the old 411. They call them trucker hats. I'm just not throwing it out there, but that's what they call them, the trucker hat. They have a mesh back, and but I have some of those left in pink pink and white, and I have some black and white, and I probably have like 5 or 6 or of these, of the different mugs. But and then I'll just package up stuff and put it up as eBay listings because I don't sell on eBay anymore. My daughter does though. Well, thank you. Hello from Tampa, Florida. Good evening, Connie. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, Connie. We want first dibs. One of these days, it's not going to be soon. That I get rid of all this stuff. It's all packaged up in boxes and stuff. Like the hats all came in a box meant for shipping hats. The mugs all came in like styrofoam container things. I had a buddy who used to own a print shop he's just outside of the Lake Tahoe area, and he printed all the hats and the mugs and the t-shirts. He did all that stuff, but he doesn't have that business anymore. The only time I use a trucker hat is when I'm tarping my load. That's just the fit that I guess that's the way they call it a trucker hat. I don't know why they do. Maybe because that's what the old style is. But one of these days I'll sell all this stuff off. In the meantime, though, I've got a company, Spring. They used to be called Teespring, but Spring does all my hats and mugs, t-shirts. That's the only thing I have now. Hats, shirts, and mugs. Sell quite a few of the t-shirts though. A month I probably sell 10 to 15 of them a month of the shirts. The most controversial shirt that I've ever sold, and it doesn't even have my name on it. It doesn't have the channel name on it anywhere. For one now, it's not on the shirt anywhere. It's a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer, and it says, "It tastes like chicken." I have sold so many of those. Maybe it's just the people who find it, it has like that kind of like a retro, look to it, that design. But it's a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer. It says, "It tastes like chicken." I probably sold 200, 250 of those. I seriously have lost track. I don't have it. It's not made by Spring anymore because they changed from the Hanes tagless to another company. So I don't offer it anymore. But I sold so many of them. Your Connie is watching the Super Bowl. 3rd win in a row would be great. Have watched you since Casey Anthony. Well, thank you, Connie. I appreciate it. This is my top priority when it comes to making it to a stream. It's one I really enjoy. Your channel, well, thank you, Lemon Pie, and I thank you for being here. Especially with your comical answers. But I'm glad that everybody is here. Oh my God, there's vodka. They say that. God, there's vodka. They say that. I don't know what that means. Don't get the reference there. Hardly any truckers nowadays wear that hat anymore. The majority of truckers now are from other countries nowadays. Yeah. Well, I only know, besides Reichart, I only know four people who are long haul truck drivers. 2 are white and tour Indian of native, not native Indian like from America, but from India. But two are definitely pasty ass white men. I'm like, you guys would drive a truck all the time? Do you guys ever get outside? Apparently not. One guy, Brent it looks like a heavier set. What's that singer's name? Who's Irish? Who's got the red hair? I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on it, but Brent is definitely, it's like red hair, heavier set guy. And he doesn't look like he's seen the the sunlight in like 25 years. Tastes like chicken. Oh. Now, I'm going to wrap up tonight's trivia there. Let everyone get back to their lives. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight for trivia night. We will be back again next Sunday, like every other Sunday, the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock Mountain, or 7 o'clock on the Eastern time zone. But every single Sunday, we do trivia right here on YouTube. This was the 342nd episode of Trivia Night. And you can binge watch it for quite some time. In the playlist on my channel, there I know there are 280 some ones on there for Trivia Night. The other ones were Saturday night and Friday night trivia, but they're on music or Hollywood. But they're not like crime trivia. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Meep. Just got here and I'm leaving. I'm sorry, Meep. You can always watch and rewind. But I appreciate it anyways. I hope you have a terrific week, and I hope everyone else does as well. They wear those tunics, towels on their heads. Some of them. I don't know if either one of the two guys that I know who are Indian, if they wear anything at all like that. I'm pretty sure that that Sharif doesn't. I mean, he was born in India, but he has lived here in the United States since he was, I think, 3. No, but anyways, but he's a long haul trucker. He works for Warner something. I think that's the name of the company. I can picture the logo. But anyways, you all take care and have a great week ahead. And I will see you again soon. Bye. Ooh, and Broken Justice is going live tonight at 8:30. Is that in 3 hours from now? Please do, Rockhart. Please do watch it. Y'all have a great